Hi Capricorn, welcome to my channel, The Fool's Journey Tarot. Today is January 3rd, 2020, and this is a general love reading for the first part of January for the sign of Capricorn. First of all, I want to say happy birthday. We are in the midst of Capricorn season. My daughter is a Capricorn. She had a birthday on the 30th, so happy birthday to all of you who have had birthdays, who are looking forward to birthdays, or maybe even having a birthday today. And for those of you new to my channel, this is Carmilla. She likes to join me for readings. She's not always well behaved, so be prepared for some antics from her. Although this morning she's being pretty calm, and yesterday she was good for my first reading and kind of started acting up for Sagittarius? Scorpio, I believe. Started acting up for Scorpio's reading. Anyway, this is a general love reading. And because it's general, it can pertain to any kind of relationship, situation, or circumstance that you're dealing with. Be flexible with the energy. Don't be concerned about the gender of the cards or the pronouns that I'm using to describe them. You can interchange the roles within the reading. You might be represented by any one of the characters that shows up in the cards. Also, you might feel like I'm reading directly for you, but you could also feel like you're cross-watching for somebody that you're dealing with. So take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. My intention is to reach as many people as I can who need the message the most and who will benefit from it. So we're going to get started with you, Capricorn. I'm going to give this deck one more shuffle, and we'll see what's going on for you. First part of January 2020. Let's get going. Give this a cut. Okay. In your underlying energy, we're going to start off with the Nine of Cups in reverse. And that's paired with the Three of Swords in reverse. We have the Three of Cups with the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Paired with Strength. Knight of Pentacles. And that's in reverse, and then that's paired with the Emperor. So I'm not getting a real strong message just yet, Capricorn, but it looks like you might be dealing with a situation where something didn't quite go your way, or you were working towards something or had manifested something into your life that didn't end up being what you wanted it to be, and you might be recovering from that. You might be feeling a little imbalanced or feeling like things aren't quite right. This could involve a small group of people, friends, co-workers, family members, or maybe somebody or you dropped the ball regarding something, again, that you were working for or working toward. Maybe a mistake was made, or someone didn't accept responsibility for something. Let's get some more cards out. I'm not getting a real strong message just yet, Capricorn. So clarifying the Nine of Cups in reverse, we have the Ten of Swords in reverse. And we have the Seven of Swords in reverse, clarifying the Three of Swords in reverse. Knight of Cups is clarifying the Three of Cups. The Knight of Wands is clarifying the Two of Pentacles. King of Swords is clarifying the Six of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is clarifying strength. Page of Swords clarifying the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is clarifying the Emperor. Okay, this feels like it could potentially be a work situation. We have a King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles on the table. This Queen of Pentacles feels like somebody who may have been responsible for some kind of misstep, some kind of failed endeavor, some kind of workplace issue. If it's not workplace, it's financial issues surrounding a small group of people. Could be family, friends, co-workers, like I said. I believe this person is responsible for some imbalance. Again, dropping the ball or a failed action that was taken, again, within a group of people. This Queen of Pentacles, and the reason why I say she's responsible is because she's paired with the Emperor. So there's something about this person being in charge or calling the shots, or something this person did or is doing that's caused stagnation, that's caused a standstill. Everything's come to a screeching halt, or there's no progress being made because of something that this person has done or said or was in charge of. The Queen of Pentacles can be somebody who is a bit of a greedy energy, someone who's a little self-centered. This could be somebody who is not financially responsible, maybe overspending. You know, this could be someone who has gambling issues or just mishandles money. There's other meanings to the Queen of Pentacles, but based on what I'm seeing in the cards, that's kind of the feeling I'm getting from this energy, that this is somebody who's mishandled something or caused something to come to a standstill. And it feels like a work situation with the Eight of Pentacles out here. It's created some imbalance. This King of Swords, this could be somebody who is recognizing the mishap or the wrongdoing and is calling it out. This could be a boss. The King of Swords is somebody who is all about law and order, doing the right thing, calling people out when they're doing the wrong thing. The King of Swords can represent somebody who is actually in law enforcement or a lawyer. The King of Swords is all about bringing forth the truth. He can be very blunt, cutting. Again, somebody who makes head over heart decisions is not somebody who's going to pussyfoot around with worrying about people getting hurt feelings, that kind of thing. There's a group of people involved. I have a feeling this is a close group of people. People who are loyal to one another. People who care for one another. So if this is a workplace situation, this is also a group of people who outside of the workplace are very closely connected, who have each other's back, who again care for one another, and I feel like this Queen of Pentacles is part of this group, and she made a mistake, or she caused something to go wrong. And it may have been in, well, let's get some more cards on the table, Capricorn, because I still don't have a super clear message going here. So we have the King of Wands in reverse, clarifying the Nine of Cups in the reverse. We have the Lovers, clarifying the Three of Swords. Nine of Swords, clarifying the Three of Cups. Seven of Cups in reverse, clarifying the Two of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Chariot, clarifying strength. Wheel of Fortune, clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. And the Emperor is clarified by the High Priestess in reverse. So we have a King of Wands on the table. So I'm getting kind of an interesting story from this. And this might end up being a reading for fewer people than I think, because it's feeling more specific than general at this point in time. There feels like there is some kind of relationship or a relationship that could be getting in the way of a business or business partnership or a group of people who are in business together. There's a King of Wands on the table in reverse. And I feel like this King of Wands is partially responsible for some heartbreak, but some also mishaps within this group dynamic, business situation, financial situation. I feel like this King of Wands is connected to this Queen of Pentacles, and he has given her the power. He handed over the power to this Queen of Pentacles, who made some mistakes because she wasn't listening to her intuition. She was kind of maybe even letting the power go to her head. But this King of Wands released his power to her because these two are connected in some kind of way, some kind of relationship. There's some kind of connection between these two, whether it's romantic or not, I'm not sure. We have the Lovers, Three of Swords, and the Seven of Swords in your underlying energy as well, Capricorn. And I haven't decided who you are in this story yet. So I feel like this King of Wands, the King of Wands could be someone, again, who is normally in the upright position. This is someone who's got leadership qualities. They could be someone who people look up to, someone who takes responsibility and can delegate responsibility to others. This could be a boss, someone of that nature who, again, calls the shots. People look to lead the way. I feel like this person gave up his power because of being influenced through a relationship. And I do believe it has to do with this Queen of Pentacles. There was some kind of, it feels like with these cards, to me, it feels like there may have been some kind of decisions made in regards to a workplace or financial situation where this king handed over decision-making abilities to this queen, and some mistakes were made or something, someone dropped the ball, and it has to do with this relationship, this connection. Maybe this king was worried about losing this queen. There's something in here about some kind of shady behavior or things not being said, or he's trying to make things right with her through giving her some kind of power or control. I know this sounds a little involved. I'm definitely confused by the cards, but that's what I'm getting so far. So I want to look at this a little bit more and get these this next deck going. Moving forward, this queen has caused some imbalance in some kind of financial endeavor. Made some mistakes. I feel like if this group, there's other people involved, and everybody feels like they're loyal and they're connected, and they could, you know, if this is a workplace situation, there's loyalty outside of the office. This may have been a situation where some mistakes were made, something happened, and people were resistant to point fingers or to call out somebody regarding the situation. But I think everybody knows where the mistake occurred. I think people know who took action and who dropped the ball. This King of Swords, whoever this is, this might be you. Is the one who might be revealing where the mistake was made and what the end results were of this mistake being made. Again, there's a lot of cards indicating some kind of financial grief, some kind of financial failure. And this king is, I think, trying to identify, ouch, don't bite me. Trying to identify the problem and the person who caused the problem, but also trying to figure out a way to move forward from here to recover from this. Don't bite me. He's coming off as a strong energy who seems to know where to go from here to maybe fix this or rectify the situation. There's something about this relationship between this Queen of Pentacles and this King of Wands. It may have been that these two were on the down low, that they weren't revealing their relationship or they weren't forthright about it. And this king may have kept it under wraps in regards to kind of handing over the power to this Queen of Pentacles, who ultimately ended up making a mistake. Let's get some more cards out here. Now, as I'm doing this reading, I'm starting to think, I don't know if I want to post this because it feels very specific and it's a strange, kind of a strange story that's going on in my head based on what I'm seeing in the cards. It doesn't feel like a general message, in other words, but we'll see where this goes, Capricorn, and I'll make a decision whether or not to post it later, I guess, when it's finished. Okay, 10 of Swords in reverse is clarified by the 4 of Wands in reverse. 4 of Pentacles, clarifying the 7 of Swords. 3 of Wands, clarifying the Knight of Cups, King of Cups, Page of Swords, clarifying the King of Swords, Judgment, clarifying the 8 of Pentacles, Justice, clarifying, Justice in reverse, clarifying the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles is clarified by the Ace of Pentacles. Ouch, don't bite me. So this King of Wands in reverse. Ouch, please don't. She is getting frisky. I don't know what it is you're trying to do, Carmilla, but you're not making me happy right now. Oh, I know. You know, I struggle with this bird on these videos, and I'm sure that I've got at least 1 or 2 viewers who wonder why I put up with this and keep bringing her out. Well, part of the reason I bring her out for videos is because she needs to get out of her cage. And, you know, she's got an attitude. She's a bird with an attitude. but I still love her. And I still want her to be happy. So I bring her out. And then she just wants to, I think she wants to take a nap under my hair. She's trying to get warm. But if I don't take her out of her cage, she'll squawk in her cage. So she can cause a problem from in there, or she can cause a problem out here. It's the lesser of two evils, frankly, because I don't want to listen to the squawking either. So there's my reason. Anyway, let's get back to you, Capricorn. This Queen of Pentacles, let me get these cards out, and then I want to talk about some of what I'm seeing here and try to figure this out with you, Capricorn. This might end up being a long reading. So we have the Six of Pentacles again. There's a repeat card in your underlying energy. We have the Star. Seven of Swords again. Ten of Cups in reverse. Seven of Cups. Nine of Cups. Eight of Cups in upright position. And there's the Queen of Pentacles again, upright position. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. This King of Wands, I think, was involved or is involved with, in some kind of way, with this Queen of Pentacles. And there may have been some kind of issues going on within this relationship. Now, this does not necessarily have to be a romantic relationship. There's definitely a relationship of some sort going on with these two. This King of Wands may have felt like this Queen of Pentacles was unhappy or dissatisfied, and she was given some power in the situation. She was given the opportunity to call some shots, to make some decisions, but she didn't use her intuition. She wasn't guided by the right motivation, or wasn't able to be successful in whatever power she was given. This is not an individual who I think normally would respond in that manner. This may have been one of those situations where she just wasn't prepared for the responsibility that she was given, and she made some mistakes. I don't feel like this person did anything maliciously. I do feel like there was financial mistakes made, something that has to do with money. This King of Swords feels like he's the one who is clearing up the confusion. This person is communicating what happened because he knows for some reason what happened in this situation that caused some financial strife, some kind of financial woes, whether this is in a family unit or a workplace situation. He knows what happened, and he knows who's responsible for it. And so he's clearing up the confusion. He's the one who's telling the story. It is not his desire to point fingers. He just wants to make sure everybody's clear on what happened so that things can move forward from here in a much stronger way, so that we can identify the problem and move forward. Not only fix the problem, but move forward from here. I think that there's a lot of loyalty in this group of people. I don't think anybody is feeling like like someone needs to be put out. Again, I don't feel like there's a lot of finger pointing. Or a blame game going on. It doesn't feel that way to me. Instead, what I'm feeling is that this message has been received, and it might feel uncomfortable. It might feel like there needs to be some kind of consequences to this, but really I think what needs to happen, and I think what has been determined by this King of Swords that needs to happen, is that the situation needs to be identified, and then we need to walk away from the idea that someone is to blame, and that we can't go on from here, that everything's stagnant now. I think that this is just a situation, frankly, that this queen, I believe, is accepting responsibility. And again, I think that more than anything, it's this King of Wands. If you're going to play a blame game about this King of Wands allowed this queen to make some decisions that he was supposed to be making, and he did that because of a relationship or some kind of connection that they have, that he may have been trying to repair or trying to make better or trying to move forward. And as a result, some not so kosher ways, some not so kosher decisions were made moving forward in regards to this group. But I don't think this group of people surrounding this King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords, I don't think that there is any resentment or anger. I'm not getting that at all. But I think this King of Wands was keeping things quiet to himself because this was something personal he was doing. Again, there's something about him passing over some power or allowing the queen to call some shots because of something between them. And it could have had to do with a relationship where there was some disharmony within a relationship between this King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. Ouch, please don't. And by this king giving this queen some kind of power or some decision making, there was mistakes made, and it affected other people within, again, it feels like a work situation to me. A work dynamic, group of people who work together. And this just feels like a situation where someone needed to identify who was behind the mistakes, and what happened and why, and then it's time to move on. Capricorn, I have to be honest, this is one of the first readings where I feel there's so many people represented here and such a convoluted situation. It feels like there's a lot going on, and there's probably a lot more, especially related to the relationship between this King of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, that has me feeling confused as to who you might be in this reading. If I were to guess, I would say you're the King of Wands, because that energy is in your underlying energy. But you could be any one of these characters. You could even be one of the lesser, one of the characters who has less influence in this scenario. In other words, you could be one of the people affected by some of the decisions that were made by this King of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles. You could be the King of Swords. This King of Swords is the person who's kind of bringing about the clarity in the situation. This King of Wands was trying to repair something with this Queen of Pentacles. She may have felt dissatisfied in this situation, this workplace dynamic, and maybe she was getting ready to leave, and this King of Wands was trying to keep her from leaving and gave her a position of power, or allowed her to make some decisions, call the shots, act as maybe a supervisor or manager, and she messed things up. And again, I don't feel like this Queen of Pentacles had bad intentions. Ouch. I think that it was more of a situation where just some mistakes were made, probably due to lack of experience more than anything else. This card wants to come out. So we have emotions in reverse, Capricorn. So came out in reverse, so it's a potential blockage. This reading is not going to be as long as I thought it would be. I'll see if I can come up with anything else after I read this card. But I don't want to delve too much into details surrounding this story because it's supposed to be a general reading. It just doesn't feel very general to me. This relationship between this king and queen was unstable, and he was trying to fix things in the relationship, and his method of doing that was to give this queen more power or more responsibility within a work dynamic, something of that nature. She ended up making a mistake. I don't see that this necessarily fixed the relationship between these two. That feels up in the air still to me. And I don't even know if this reading is so much about their relationship, just about identifying why this situation happened the way it did. Does that make sense, Capricorn? I hope it makes sense. Let's see what this emotions card says. Potential blockage. See if that clears anything up for you guys and for me. It's a little bit longer. It's about a page and a half. So I'll display this in the upright position while I read. Let's see what it says. When the emotion card appears reversed, it symbolizes the need to address the common symptoms of emotional repression in your life. Repressed emotion can have real and lasting impacts on the body, mind, and spirit. They can not only reduce the quality of your life and your relationships with others, but potentially even shorten your life. One of the most common signs of emotional repression is revealed in how you respond to the question, "How are you today?" Because we now esteem political correctness more than emotional honesty, most of us will smile and respond, "I am good, and you?" And if we are emotionally broken and crying on the inside, even if we are emotionally broken and crying on the inside, emotional outbursts and emotional honesty are frowned upon. Emotional honesty and sensitivity are seen as weaknesses, while emotional outbursts are a symptom of losing control. But controlling our emotions is not healthy either. We experience our feelings for good reason, and when we repress our emotions in order to control what we feel, we are choosing to disconnect from ourselves. As a result, we may embrace behaviors that can have serious consequences to our minds, our spirits, and our bodies. Unfortunately, our feelings do not change or go away just because we want them to. While we can pretend not to feel, denying an emotion does not mean we are not feeling it. It simply means that we are ignoring it, which can be detrimental. There may be times when emotions need to be put aside, but they should never be ignored or invalidated. Overeating, drug and alcohol addiction, pretending or denying that an experience occurred, any type of compulsive behavior, including compulsive exercising, eating disorders, cutting, hiding in the fictional realities of computer games or books or television shows, working to excess, avoiding deep and meaningful conversations, and hiding behind a mask of peace, love, and light. All of these things are behaviors we may use to hide from our emotions. We can use these behaviors to hide from our emotions, but we cannot deny those emotions or control them. What we are feeling will find a way to be expressed, and if it does not do so through direct communication, it may manifest in our bodies and in our behavior. Several signs that you may be repressing emotions include reacting to minor issues, making external events and issues more important than personal subjects, intellectualizing and scorning emotions, brushing aside obvious disrespect or discourtesy and saying that it does not matter when it should and does, delayed emotional response, depression, anxiety, and stress. Physical signs include tension, especially in the jaw and mouth, and in the stomach, throat, and shoulders. If the emotions card appears reversed in your reading, it asks you for a little emotional honesty. Look within and determine if you are allowing yourself to feel, or if you are trying to control or deny your feelings. If it is the latter, now is the time to choose the healthy path of acknowledging, accepting, and allowing your feelings to flow. Okay, for me, this card cleared up what we're seeing in this energy up here with this King of Wands. I feel like this King of Wands allowed his emotions to get in the way of some decision making in regards to his relationship or feelings for this Queen of Pentacles, and it became front and center in some decisions and caused him to make some poor choices in regards to something that was unrelated to this relationship, because he's trying to hang on to the relationship, hang on to the employee, hang on to the partnership. This could be someone who is romantically interested in this Queen of Pentacles, who is trying to hang on to her and gave her, handed over his power or decision-making abilities to this person in order to keep her around. Those are some of the messages I'm getting, and I suppose it could go a bunch of different ways based on what I'm seeing in the cards, Capricorn. And again, I don't know who you are in this reading. It feels like you're probably the King of Wands, but you could be any one of these characters, including one of the lesser involved people in this situation. Maybe someone who is affected by some of the decisions that were made that were not on the up and up. And I'm going to go back to the fact that it genuinely feels like there is a lot of loyalty within this group dynamic, that the mistakes that were made will probably be forgiven, because there's some strong bonds within this group of people and respect for one another. And I do believe this King of Cups represents this King of Wands as well. He was unhappy, maybe unhappy in love, maybe unhappy emotionally, but decisions were made that resulted in some mistakes being made, and ultimately caused some financial failure or some kind of grief in the area of money, whatever that means for you, Capricorn. So I'm going to end this reading here. I think I'm going to go ahead and post it. I hope that it resonates with somebody. If it does, if you've made it through this video, and it did end up being kind of long, if you made it through this whole video, please like, share, and subscribe, especially if it resonated for you. And I would absolutely be super thankful if you decided to leave a comment or a message, because on the one hand, I feel like I'm totally off base and I should do this whole reading over. On the other hand, it feels so specific that I feel like I should go ahead and post it. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, Capricorn. So anyway, I hope if this did resonate, I hope it gave you some clarity. I hope that it gave you something that you can walk away with and move forward in whatever that looks like for you. I appreciate you joining me. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you see me again sometime. Take care. Bye.